Okay. Okay, there were Victor, yes, can I hear you?
Yeah, please, are we using the same workbook for that day?
Yes,
Or is
yes,
there any new
yes.
workbook?
Yes, please,
Okay.
the same workbook for day five we'll be using. I mean, we'll just continue from where we stopped. There's no need to resend, right? Thank you,
Yeah.
Victor. I was going to mention that. Okay, so I'll just this please you all can see my screen, I hope. I take silence as a yes. Okay.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, great. Thank you, Victor.
Don't mind me, be hearing more of my voice. I'm just happy that you can hear me.
Oh yeah, I can relate. Okay. Um, so the assignment we did was to we thought to get the total revenue from the sales records data per country, total profits per country, number of items, blah blah blah. Number of items sold per yeah, item type, and total revenue per channel and this. So we'll just take it one after the other. Okay. Okay, zoom in. Uh, okay, 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Just to, okay, I'm sure you can all hear me. Let me just zoom in. I hope it's better. Yes, I'm working with one screen this evening, so I may have to just toggle between the Google Meet and the app. So let's do the assignment together. We have total revenue per country. So we want our country view, right? So if this is our summary sheet, I'll just open a new tab and call this assignment solution. Okay. So we want our report per country. So I just go to the sales records and copy the country. By the way, just a reminder, please follow through, check with what I'm doing, and see if it aligns with what you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Yes, I just come and copy this, control copy the whole column, and then I go to the assignment solution page and paste it. Yeah, and I highlight this and go to the data tab and the remove duplicates option. Ask what column, country, and I click on OK. See 24 duplicate values found and removed, 76 unique left. So these are unique values. I also taught you people on how to use the unique function, right? Where we could also do equal to unique, oops, sorry, equals unique, then the array, the colon, country, and bracket close, enter. And it does the same for us here, right? Yeah. The 0 we see here is for the spaces. So if we want the exact value, we could just go check where the last option is. Last row is row 101. And we come back to the formula here and change it from B1 to B101 and enter. That takes away the 0. So no blanks. Okay, that's using the unique function for those that have the feature on their phone, on their computers rather. But a surer way, since this is generally available, is the copy and paste. So we want the unique values. We want the unique countries here. We don't want duplicates so that we're getting the exact sum for each of them. Okay. Yeah. So another thing we can do, we could sort these countries in alphabetical order, optional. If you click on the colon and you go to the data tab, you see this sort option here. You click on it. Okay, you see sort from A to Z, sort from Z to A. If I click on sort from A to Z, it sorts it in alphabetical order. And that makes a lot of sense. It makes it easier for you to look. Or if you want to look for Nigeria, you know Nigeria is in N. So you scroll down to Nigeria, you know there's no Nigeria here, it's just Niger. So yeah, United States, let's go to U. Okay, there's United Kingdom here. Okay. Um, we've been able to get that's the first thing, our country, colon here. The next thing, we want to look for the total revenue per country. That means what was the revenue generated by each country, the total revenue throughout this period, right? So in our sales records, we have a colon for revenue, like we did in the last class, total revenue. And we have like duplicate countries here, like different countries, different multiple entries per se. So we want to get the total revenue of each of the countries. That's why we had to filter it here, right? And take away duplicates. So we just have a single country. Now we're going to use the sum if function to get. So basically what we're trying to do is if the cells if this colon is this country or this country, okay, if this colon here, the country colon is equal to this, give us the total sum of the revenue. So sum if that colon is equal to Albania, sum the total revenue. If it's Angola, sum the total revenue and all that. So let's get to work. So the sum if function. So sum if, and sum if we have the range, the criteria, and the sum range. Now remember I said the range is the colon where you have the criteria. These are the criteria that's in your data set. So the first thing is the range. So sum if, we go to range. Now sales record, the range is country. So we're saying sum if, so sum yeah, sum if the range country, so comma, the criteria, we go back to our assignment or solution, Albania, and then the sum range, the next is the sum range, and then we go back here to our data source and click on the column with total revenue, since it's total revenue we're looking for. We close the bracket here. Remember, close the bracket before you go back to your wherever, so any other column, and hit the enter button, and it gives us the sum. Now what we did is to sum the total revenue if the country is equal to this, Albania. So in simpler terms, the formula says, hey, anywhere you see this country, or hey, look at this column B, anywhere you see Albania, sum the total revenues for each of them and return the answer. That's what it did here. And then we double click here or drag it down and it gives us the total revenue. So I think people are trying to join. Okay, Kenny must be online to help. Okay, so this is in currency, so we'll just change it from the home tab to dollars. It's in currency. Yeah. So total revenue for each of these countries is listed here, right? Okay, so that's the answer to number one, the number one question, total revenue per country. Maybe I take some questions. Any questions? Okay, please go on. Victor, yeah?
Okay, please,
Yeah.
as you said initially, there were some countries that were duplicated.
Yes.
Yes. So, which sheet exactly did you work with? Is it the one that was off the duplicate, or the one that was still with duplicate when it comes to the country?
The country. That's
Yes.
in the okay. So you understand how I copied the column from the country column from the main data sheet, right? And how I
Yes. Yes. Yes.
pasted it
Yes.
here on the assignment
Yes.
solution, and how I
Yes.
removed the duplicate. You understand all that?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I've gotten the total revenue per country. I've gotten it, but where I'm confused is
Okay.
now this
That's
sheet now is without duplicate.
yes.
So how did it work?
Okay.
Like
Okay.
I thought. Okay, go on.
So that's where the sum if function came in, right? If we have duplicates here, if we have two Albanias here, right, it's still just gonna give us the same thing. So if I drag this down here, Albania, and I drag this down, it's just gonna give us the same solution. So what we're doing here is telling the formula, or what the formula is doing rather is what we're trying to get. Any semantic you want to use is anywhere you see, it's like, hey, look this column here in this main data set. Anywhere you see Albania, or anywhere you see each country, just count the total revenues and sum it up. Okay, let me do a filter. Let me use a filter here so you see. If I filter for Albania, there is just one Albania here. So the total revenue for Albania is 247. Let me look for a country let me try United Kingdom. Just one. Um, okay, which country should I use? Okay, let me quickly look for a country with a duplicate. So I'll just use a quick function called count. I use a count if function, count if the range is equal to this. Okay, so just want to quickly find countries with duplicates. Okay, so this is Australia. Okay, so we use Australia 3. So if I filter for Australia, there are 3 Australia entries here, and this is the total revenue here. If we sum this up, it gives 2 million or 2.4 million, 2489. If we come here, we'd see for Australia 2489, right? So what the formula is in, basically for check every row where you see Australia and give me the sum of the total revenue. So sum revenue, all the revenues, if it is Australia, and on it goes. So for every row that has Australia in it, it gives you the sum here in this. So this is more like a summary. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yes, it does.
Okay, great.
Please zoom in, please.
Okay, okay, Victor. Okay, do we have any other questions for this first? Did we get it correctly?
Yes, we did.
Okay, great, beautiful. So we'll get to the next one now. The next one was total profits per country. So total profits per country, that means we're still using the country columns, right? So total profits. So it's just same as total revenue, right? Sum if this. I could literally just copy this formula, paste here, and change LL to EFGHIJLM. Total profits. Okay. So I just did a shortcut. Basically, that's in this data sheet, after total revenue is total cost. Oh, not total profit. So it's supposed to be NN, not MM. Okay. I wouldn't want to confuse you. I basically copied the total revenue because it's the same. Hey, look up this country and sum of the total revenue per country, but it's the same as sum if the range. What is the range? The range is the country where you have the criteria. The next thing you're looking for is the criteria. So the criteria is in your assignment solution sheet. Criteria is the country, and then the sum range is the range where you are summing. So I go back to the sales records data and total profits, right? And close it. Enter. And there we go. Okay, so this is for total profits. It's same as um yeah, total revenue, same formulas, just the different columns. Okay. So we now have number of items sold per item type. This was per country. This is per item type. Okay, so if we look at our data, we have a column called item types here, categorized under food and different things, right? So we'll copy this column, solution page. Maybe I just shift out of here and Control V, paste it, and then data, remove duplicates, and voila, duplicates are out. So we want to find the number of items sold. Now we have a colon that said units sold. Okay, I guess I should have used units sold, but yeah, same difference. So units sold. So we're going to be doing a sum if for this one. So can someone tell me the maybe from your solutions? Um, just give me the values for this random answer. So baby food. I mean, we did the assignment, right? So baby food. What did you have for baby food? Give it to me. I want to enter it, and then we'll verify and all. Just baby food, cereal, office supplies. Anybody, like randomly. I'm sure you have your sheets open. Okay. So, I'll look. This is for what? This is for what? Is this for baby food? Yeah. Okay. Baby food is 4,500, right? So cereal. What cereal? Cereal 27. Everybody's getting the same thing. Means it's correct. I shouldn't even bother solving it. Okay. Office supplies. So you could just give me office supplies, fruits, all that, all that, all that. Okay, maybe I'll just get one more for office supplies and I'll work the rest. So please give me for office supplies. 49. Okay. Yes, believe please. Believe you raised a hand. Was that an error? Okay, hand it down. Okay, so let's try this. I call the sum if the first thing is the range. So we go to our sales records and we go to the range that has item type and click on the colon, put a comma. The next thing is the criteria. The criteria is baby food. Then we put a comma. The next thing is the sum range. What range are we summing? We have a colon for units sold. Click on it, colon I, bracket close, and enter. And there we go. This checks. Yeah, great work, guys. we so this is its item type and then the number of items sold, number of units sold for using the exact terms. Um, yeah. Any questions on this, please? It's about the same thing. Okay, next is total revenue per sales channel. I need the answers to this before I even start. I just wait for the answers. So, based on what you did, can I see the answers? Anybody? Five, four, three, two, one. Okay. Oh, okay. 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 I guess offline and online bingo. Okay, thank you. I'll just copy this and then we'll try it out and see. Ah, my people are doing well. So I'll keep this here. Oops. Um, I'll call this sales channel and what was the question? Total revenue. Okay. So we go to our column with sales revenue. Sorry, sales channel. This is the column with sales channels. We copy it. We come to a blank sheet and okay, I guess I should have just done this. Paste values only. We come to data and we remove duplicates. No, do not expand. Continue with current selection. And we have offline and online. So we're going to XLOOKUP. So sum if offline, oh, sorry about that. Sum if the range is here, the range is the sales channels colon, comma, and then we have offline to sales channel, and the sum range is we're looking for revenue. So in this, we'll go to our sales records and hit on the total revenue, bracket those, and enter. And drag, we format it to currency, and this is it. Whoa, you guys are doing great. I'm very impressed. Well done. Okay, so that was for the sales channel. Any questions, please? Are we following? If you have questions, please feel free to ask. Here to help. Oh,
Hello, sir.
okay, yes, please.
Sorry, sir. The total revenue is actually my answer is different from yours. So, though been thinking I will cross check after the class to know my mistake
Sorry,
because
you said total revenue. Your answer is different from mine.
for the country, yeah, total revenue from per country.
Oh,
After sorting it from alphabetical order, for Albania, I think they are not correct. But the remaining now, I thought that that's how that means I really mix all the assignments. But from what I'm saying, I'm being correct from the with the remaining for the total revenue by country. I don't know.
you said after sorting it in alphabetical order.
I'm trying to
Fif-
check it
fif-
one after
okay.
the other per country.
Yeah.
To try to so okay. With the total provision. So I made a mistake. I won't say I made a mistake, but I'm wrong. So I haven't actually gotten where the mistake comes from. I'm still lost.
Okay. Um, did you notice this error when you try to sort it in
Okay,
alphabetical order?
yeah.
Or
Okay, let me try to sort it alphabetically order. So I have sort it from A to Z because for my Bangladesh, it's correct. I'm seeing some correct, and my Albania, it's not correct with yours. But
Albania is
I'm
not
seeing
correct.
some, yes,
What was your sum
Albania is
in
correct.
Albania?
26,344.26. That's
W-
total my total revenue for Albania year.
Do something. Okay,
Yes, sir.
watch my screen. Do something. Click on,
Okay.
like, click into your formula for the total
Yes,
revenue and see
yes,
if it is giving you, if this blue distance is highlighted for Albania.
yes. Okay.
So I see my screen. So I click into the
Yes.
total revenue and there's a blue
Revenue for Albania.
marker on Albania.
Yes.
When you do that on yours, is the blue marker on Albania?
No, it's not on Albania. It's only on the total revenue for Albania.
Hmm. What did you say your total sum was?
My total is on 26,344.26. But the formula showing up what is sales record. Yeah. And I think Bangladesh is the same with yours, as I can see there. So I don't know where the error comes from because I've been thinking I'll go through everything with you after the class to get my error
Okay.
and everything.
Oh, okay, we can do that. That's fine.
Understand?
Okay.
Oh, okay, no problem. Thank you.
All right, Benga. Thanks. Any other questions, please? Okay. So I take it as we are doing this either aligned with the assignments we submitted or we are getting along with it right now, getting the answers correctly as what is displayed. Yeah. So we've just done total revenue per sales channel. Now let's do number of items sold per region. So that's basically the same thing as country, country. The only difference is region, right? Okay, okay, yeah, rather this guy, this item, yeah, it's that's the only difference. So we'll just quickly do that here. Region, number of items sold. So we'll get a region here. Oops, unique. Just gonna do this. Region 12101. Okay. Yes, a question. Okay. Um. Oh, the answers. Yeah, I like that. Thank you. Okay. So this region, I'll just change this to A2 then. since I already have region here. So I just X. Oh God, why do I love XLOOKUP? For the sum if Oceania the range. Please always look at the map, the formula map. Don't be like me. And the sum range. The sum range, we're looking for total revenue. No, we're looking for the number of items sold. So that's units sold, this column, and bracket close, enter, put my comma, I remove this, and okay. So number of items sold per region, this is it. 68, 35, 98. Yes, so that aligns. There we go. So this is our assignment. 20 marks, 40, 60, 80, 100%. So I'd like to see, um, let's grade ourselves from what you did. What what did you score based on percentage? If we have had 5 questions, and out of it, each of them had 20 marks. So that's 20 times 5, right? So 20 times the number you got. I'd like to see one or two grading yourself. I have your results. I have your work code. So if you like, it's 100 here when it is. Okay, anybody? Okay. Do I have questions? Are there questions? Yinka, I trust you. Mm. Sherry, you're doing well. Okay. Uh-uh. I got you busy. After you, now you. Okay, that's good. No questions means we grab some if. Um, believe you have to update that score to 100 right now. Yeah. Um, Bingo. Yeah, Bingo. 60% will give you a B based on our calculations. But yeah, go for gold, for A plus. Right. Okay, no questions. Good. Let's look at a count if scenario. Um, now I'll just explain this an aspect of this, and then we try it out ourselves. Okay? There are how many entries here? 100 entries here if we're taking off the header, the region. Now, if we notice column G, we have order ID. So now order ID shows the number of orders placed. That means each column represents a unique order ID. Yeah, if you want to validate, you could check for duplicates. I'm not sure the duplicates. I mean, the simple way you could just literally, there are different ways to check for it, but I'm going to show you the conditional formatting where you could check with highlight rules, duplicates, and all. Yeah, there are no duplicate, or you could just copy and paste the normal remove duplicate ways, but then there are no duplicates here. here is a list of each order ID. That means, okay, for this order ID, the number of units sold in it were 9,925. Okay, so each row is an order ID. That means, yeah, okay, I hope we get. So what if we're told to find the number of orders placed per region? Number of orders placed per region. Can we try it out? No, this is number of items sold, and then we had a column for units sold. Now we want to know number of orders, number of orders per region. Anyways, let me show. We're going to use the count if function. That's what we're trying to do. Paste values and number of orders. So equal to count if is a simple formula. Count if, not ifs, is a simple formula. The range and the criteria. Simple. So we know our criteria are the region. So the range, remember the range is where you have the criteria located in your data set. So count if the range is the region and the criteria is, oops, the criteria is the region, is this region. So this, and we drag it down to this. So if we look at our sales records, yeah, I know questions will come. Maybe yeah, I just do this maybe to help you understand. So let me take the first region here, Asia, right? This is Asia, and there are how many orders here? If we count this, if I just highlight, and at the bottom I see the counts, 11. 11 orders were placed for Asia. That means Asia appears here 11 times. So basically, each column represents one entry, one order entry, right? So if you want to count per region, number of orders placed per region, we are basically counting the number of times a region appeared, yeah, in the whole data. So for Asia, 11, right? Let's check sub-Saharan Africa. Okay, if we highlight everything, we see that it's 36. So 36 orders were placed for sub-Saharan Africa, and that's the same thing here. Okay, have we tried it out? Do we, any questions, please? I know one question could be, oh, okay, we're looking for number of orders placed. Why are we not counting order IDs, right? Yes, but basically the count if function is the range, so whatever you're counting, the range and the criteria, right? I could just edit the range and the criteria. So the range, where are you where do you want to count, and what criteria do you want to count from? What criteria do you want to count in this range? Okay, so let's, any questions, please, so that we do a quick one. Our 1 hour approaches. No questions? Okay, so let's do one. Let's carry out an assessment. How do they say it? Classwork. Okay, how many orders were placed for food? I mean, how many orders? I want the number of orders placed per food item, per sales channel, and per priority. Okay, those three things. Um, yes. So here's the task. Did we get that? Can we do that based on what we saw here? Can we try that out? I want the total number of orders pro, per. Okay, let's just do sales channel. Let's try. As a matter of fact, let's do everything. So sales channels, item type, sales channels, and priority. I'd give you how many minutes? I'll give you 3 minutes to get it done, and then we look at it together. Your time starts now. Oops, Mr. Chibuzo, I'm sure you get the question number. Just saying this. If you're not clear, let me know. I'd help. Any answers yet? None. Well, okay. Less than 1 minute more. I mean, you could literally give me any answer that you have got. You don't have to complete everything. 22, believe 22. 22 is the answer to what, please? Okay, let's do it together, believe. 12 is the number of items sold for which of them? For baby food or for what exactly? Okay, let's see together. Item type, number sold equal the count if. Next, first is the range. So we're looking at the item type range in our sales records. Item type, comma, and criteria is baby food. We close it. So it's literally saying how many times does baby food appear in the in each column. Count number of columns where baby food appears. That's the number of orders placed on baby food. Okay, and I drag it down, and that's for that. Um, okay, for this other one, equal to count if um, sorry, count if the range is the first. So it's sales channel, comma, sales. Then the criteria is offline, okay, close, 50 and 50, so 50 online, 50 offline. And then for the priorities, count if the range is priority, other priority, comma, and the criteria is H. Okay, so let me see. Mary used count if for her assignment. Hmm. 12 is the number of items sold. All the items on sales are oh God believe. How can that be? With 101 colons, so 100 colons. It can't be 12. Oh, I get what you're. The 12 is the number of items sold. No, I didn't ask for the number of item types. I asked for the number of orders placed per each full colon. But then, yeah, good attempt. Guess you mix it up. Maybe you used count if for your assignments. For which of the questions exactly? All of them. Please, do we understand what I did here? If you do not understand, let me know. I go through it again one more time. Do you understand? Okay, I take the silence for we understand. Where I used it for the items sold per item type. Items sold per item type. Okay, so I guess so Mary, this is in response to what you said. So, um, I guess your result would have been what we have here now, right? Number of orders. That would have been what you got. Yeah, so that was originally, oh, beautiful. That was originally my intention. Yes, but um, there was a colon for units sold, so I wasn't so clear on the item type, and I just figured people would be confused based on that, but based on the fact that I mean, or the number of orders, and they may not have, it may have been hard to grasp the order ID stuff. That's why I eventually changed it and said ignore the order. But then, if you're able to do this, good attempt, right? Okay. So, any questions? Are we good? Did we get this right? Okay, good. I take the silence as a yes. It's been recorded, so if you want to revisit, that's fine. You said we'll do 1 hour today, so just keep. I want to teach us a few things that's going to help us in data cleaning or sorting. Just very briefly, I want to teach you how to filter data, okay? How to add a filter to a data set. I have been working on. You could use it to get good insights. So I'll just take this off. Now, this is I'm okay. This is our data set, the sales records. If I click on the first, let's cell A1, and I go to data. When you go to data, you see this option, filter. Once you, like a funnel, once you click on it, you notice these boxes come up beside each of the headers, each of the column titles. Yeah, so this filter option. If you drop down on any of the columns, it shows you the list of all the items in the columns without duplicates. So you select, so I put it, and if I want to select just Asia, I put on filter, select all, unselect all, select Asia, and it gives me the data for only Asia across board. Right, so for that I could even quickly use this to check my data, highlight everything. It gives me the sum 21.3 million. If we check our sales reports, and total revenue for Asia was 21.3 million. Okay, well, we could do that for any of the parameters. If we want to see, okay, we have a filter on the region Asia. I want to see how many office supplies was sold. So filter is on in Asia, and then we go to our sales items, and we on filter and select only office supplies. We see that the region is just Asia, and the filter is on office supplies only, and so we can see that in Asia, total revenue from office supplies only was 7.6 million. That's the sum, 7.6 million. Okay, so there is, yeah, we can just filter away and try stuff out. To remove the filter, go to the colon with the filter. So whenever you see this icon and then you see a filter icon, know that there's a filter on it. If you click on it and clear filter for regions, it goes away. You could choose to filter to apply to filter more than one region or more than one item. So you can say Australia and Oceania and Europe together. It filters, and it's just those two regions that are going to be on display, and all that and all that. Now, this is a useful tool in data manipulation and sorting. There is a shortcut for it also, which is Control Shift L. Control Shift L brings in the filters, Control Shift L takes it away. This will only work for Excel. There are no shortcuts for filter in Google Sheets. Okay. And yeah, it has its own different interface. Okay, I just did something where I filtered for under two columns, like Asia, did a filter for Asia, and I did a filter for office items here, office supplies. But let me take a question before we, okay, this. What's the difference between table and using filter? Like Control T. Okay, Control T is converting the whole sheet to a table, right? Control C is if you want to make the whole data set into a table, and this is what it does. A table comes with filters by default once you put them. You could also take off the filters, right? Going through the same Control Shift L or whatever. But so for a table, you're getting your filters and you're getting your table, right? But you could apply a filter to a data set without converting it to a table, just like we did here. I don't know if that helps. And yeah, so Control plus T, the same thing. To insert a table, you go to insert, and I mean with your mouse, with your cursor clicked on any of the cells in the range of your data, you go to insert and table. It gives you the same thing with the um, filter icons, right? But yeah, so we're going to look into tables, pivot tables, and other tables in the next two classes, right? It gets interesting, more interesting there. So, in our next class, um, we will be looking at some, we'll be looking at the ifs, that is the if with the s. So, when you have multiple criterias, right? Here we had split criterias. We worked on baby food, give me the number of items sold for baby foods. Now, multiple criterias could be, oh, number of items sold for number of items sold for baby foods in the continent. I mean, in or we could say in the region Europe. So we want to see the baby food items, number of baby food items sold in Europe. And like, so those are two criteria. Criteria number one, the region is Europe. Criteria number two, the item is baby food. And you can have multiple criteria. You could even have a third criteria where the sales channel is online, right? So it's just manipulating the data, dissecting the data on and on. So we're going to look at some ifs, count ifs, average ifs, and the likes of them next class. After the next class, we're going to be looking at pivot tables and so on, and then we'll start dashboards. Okay, so I'd implore we look into this to practices